Hey guys, I think this is the 12th video in the series on the Detox Box, and this video and the following video, videos 12 and 13, are going to talk to you about the two new additions now that we have updated and upgraded the Detox Box protocol. And the very first one I want to talk about is something called the cleanse. It's actually not contained in the box. It comes separately. It is called cleanse, and it's in this bag. And when you open this up, there's only 5 because it is only designed to be used for 5 consecutive days. Some people may find that after the 3rd day, they feel good and they don't want to do it, and then you can save the others for a day you feel like you need them. It is lemon lime flavored in a stick, similar to some of our other products. You are going to mix it up in water. Now, in your directions, if you look at the directions, it's going to tell you to mix it up in 10 ounces of water, mix well, and drink quickly. I don't put it in 10 ounces of water. I probably put it in 2 or 3 ounces of water, and I do drink it fairly quickly. Here's why. If you allow this to sit, it's going to start doing its job in your glass of water, right? And I'm going to explain what its job is so that makes more sense. But what will happen is it's going to sit in this water and it's going to absorb the water, and then it's going to start to coagulate, and it's going to be like a jelly-like substance instead of a liquid substance. So you want to mix it up real good. It looks a little bit like mud, yes. It's okay, I promise you, it's not going to hurt. It doesn't taste bad. It actually, funny, when we first got it, looks are deceiving. So all of us were like, do we really want to try that? And my daughter, my oldest daughter, who's 17, drank it accidentally because she didn't see it. It was in a glass that was not transparent. It was opaque. So she never looked at it. She just drank it. And she was like, oh my God, that's fantastic. It's like green tea with a little bit of lemon in it. And she loved it. And it kind of changed all of our perspectives on it, because all of us that had drank it, looking at it, were like, ugh, no, it's gross. Anyway. Now, granted, the more water you put, the thinner it'll be. I mix it up with less water just to get it down faster, and so it's a little bit thicker, but it tastes good. It actually tastes really clean, but it's not going to taste like the lemon lime hydrate, so don't expect that, because they're two totally different things, okay? But it tastes like green tea with a little bit of lemon in it, a little hint of sweetness, and that's it. So once you've taken it, now what? Well, you're gonna wait. And sometime, depending on your body system and depending on your digestive tract, sometime in the next 4 to 10 hours, you'll notice that it makes you need to poop. That's its job. That's what it's there to do. And along the way, it is going to help you clear out things that may be sitting in your colon or intestines that shouldn't be there. If you remember back to one of the earlier videos on the Detox Box, I talked about the fact that you could actually store 5 pounds of fecal matter in each foot of the colon. So it's possible, potentially, if you're constipated, if you're not able to eliminate waste properly, that you could actually have up to 25 pounds of literal poop stuck in your body. And so that's why, one of the reasons why the Detox Box is so beneficial when we're looking at people who have hit plateaus or have stalled at their weight loss, or who are stuck and don't understand why they're doing these good things for their body, but it's not always working. And that could be because you need to support the organs that help clean this stuff out. And this stored fat is holding on to toxins. And that's why we do the Detox Box. So today I just want to talk about the cleanse specifically and what ingredients are in the cleanse that make it so cool. Now, the cleanse comes with the Detox Box now. I didn't used to, but we decided it was an integral part of the detox process, so it comes with every detox box. But you can also order just this by itself if you want to use it on its own. And why would you use it on its own? If you're somebody who suffers from Crohn's or IBS or colitis, and you have a lot of trouble with digestion, you have a lot of trouble with going back and forth from diarrhea to constipation, or you're stuck with bowel movements that you can't control, this is a great way to clear out the pipes, so to speak, and to start over with a healthy colon. And it's also phenomenal for people who suffer from chronic constipation, and maybe we're doing all the right things with the magnesium and the hydrate, and we've been working on it, and you're still not getting regular bowel movements. Then it might be time to incorporate the cleanse. So what is the cleanse? Well, like I said, it's a drink. The reason that we created it is it's to give your gut a reset, to clean the colon out without causing severe dehydration, which is a side effect of a lot of other things that say that they clean the colon out. It's also going to support gut function while attracting toxins and clearing them out. And it's going to help nourish your microbiome, which I'm going to explain in a second. Now, this, like I said, is designed to go along with the Detox Box, but it does not replace the Detox Box. They are synergistic. One is not better than the other. They work together. While the cleanse is going to make you poop, it is not designed to make you have to run to the restroom in a state of urgency where you are afraid you are going to poop in public. And I laugh, but if any of you have used some laxative type products, you know that sometimes you have no control over your bowels, and that is a very frightening thing. So everybody's a little bit different, so you're going to have to figure out what your sweet spot is. For me, I know about 8 hours after I take the cleanse, I'm gonna have to poop. And, but we have team members who have told me 4 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. You know, it depends on you. It depends on the state of your gut. It depends on how frequently you use it. It depends on how toxic your intestines really are and how much work it has to do. It depends how much stuff is clogged up there that it has to help clean out. So as you go through the process, it should work a little bit quicker from day 1 to day 5. As I said I don't know if I said it in this video or if I said it in another video, but it's designed to be used for 3 to 5 consecutive days. So if at the end of 3 days, you're like, there's nothing left, then you can save the other 2 sticks and use them at another time. If you're doing the Detox Box, we do recommend that you use it for the first 5 days. If you start the Detox Box and you don't do the cleanse, you can incorporate the cleanse into the middle of the Detox Box or the end of the Detox Box, or use it in between the Detox Boxes. So if you want to do a Detox Box this month and a cleanse the next month and a Detox Box that month and a cleanse the next month, you can also do that. There's no right way or single way to use the products, but they do work synergistically together. So today is my first day of my Detox Box and the first day that I took my cleanse this time. Okay. Anybody can use the detox or the cleanse. It's, you know, there's not any particular contraindications, I should say. And so what's in it? So its active ingredients, primary ingredient is psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is the fibrous outside of the psyllium seed, and it is high in fiber, but that particular fiber is very specific. It is something we call a prebiotic starch. So you may have heard me talk about this in other things. The Slim Plus has a prebiotic in it. We have done videos where we talked about using resistant starch, whether that is white potato starch or it is plantain starch. We use resistant starch to feed the gut microbiome instead of feeding us. So resistant starch is a particular carbohydrate starch, so all starches are sugars, right? That we cannot digest. It's impossible for our body to digest. However, it is digestible by the bacteria that reside in our gut microbiome. So that prebiotic fiber is food for your probiotic gut bugs that live inside you that maintain your good health. So if we have to start at ground zero, for those of you who may be brand new, your gut microbiome controls your immune system. For every one human cell you have 10 bacteria that live inside you symbiotically, multiple types of strains that you cannot live without. You would literally die if they didn't exist. And when we get sick or when we're fighting a disease, those gut bugs or those bacteria come to our rescue. They control our brain, they control organ function, they control pretty much everything about you being a human being. Without that gut microbiome, you would not exist. You are simply a host for bacteria that make your body work. It is the most beautiful symbiotic relationship I could ever imagine. Now, when our gut has the wrong kind of bacteria, or is overpopulated with one type of bacteria instead of a mixture of all of these different types, that's when we have problems. Or if we take antibiotics and it kills those good bacteria, we destroy our immune system, which is why we should never, ever use prescription antibiotics. Every single round of prescription antibiotics reduces your gut microbiome and your natural immunity and affects your entire body for 24 to 36 months. You don't just recover from antibiotic use. So it's really important to everything you do in your life, if you want to be healthy, has to revolve around your gut microbiome. Without it, you're nobody. So what this prebiotic starch does is feed that good bacteria so we have a nice, healthy environment inside our gut so the rest of our body can function properly. Now, we do know that psyllium husk also absorbs water, which is why I said it's going to get thick and coagulate in your cup. If you let it sit there, it's going to become jelly-like. So what it's doing when you drink it is it's going into the bowels and it's attracting water to the bowels, because the number one reason we have constipation is because we're dehydrated. So dehydration causes constipation. It's not a lack of fiber. It's not any of the bullshit that your doctors tell you. It's none of that. It's always associated with dehydration. Now, or medications that cause dehydration. Now, if you have diarrhea, you typically have too much fluid in the colon or in the intestines that it has nowhere to go because there's oversaturation, and because your electrolytes are low, you can't pull it into the cells and actually use it. So what the psyllium husk is going to do, whether you're constipated or you have diarrhea, is it's going to attract water to the right place. It's going to pull water in if you need it, and it's going to suck up the water that's already there if there's too much. And then it's going to coagulate and become thick and move around. And think of it like, I saw this commercial for this Play-Doh-y thing that you use to clean out the compartments in your car, and you can roll it over the vents and it picks up all the dust. Think of it like that. It's going to roll around and touch the sides of your intestines, and it's going to get its way in there, and it's going to attract the things that are stuck in the little pockets of your colon and pull them out and take them out of the body. Okay? So that's how it works. But psyllium husk has some other really great benefits. It does act as a laxative. It is a prebiotic fiber. I've already talked about those things. It soaks up water. Talked about that. It helps eliminate gas. It helps those with IBS and Crohn's. It prevents and eliminates constipation. I already talked about all of those. But it also supports cardiac function, improves circulation, improves blood pressure, maintains healthy weight, and supports glycemic or blood sugar balance in the body. And then we have the supporting ingredients, right? So next on our list of supporting ingredients is senna leaf. I think most of you have heard of senna. We use it as a laxative. It's actually been used in over 40 countries for thousands of years for its medicinal purposes in helping people with bowel problems specifically. After that, we have fennel leaf. Now, fennel is used in lots of different cuisines and in lots of different cultures for digestive support. I'm Italian. We put fennel in a lot of things. We chew on fennel leaves after a meal. Our after dinner drink is fennel seed. And so fennel has been known to aid in digestion, again, for thousands of years, but it also helps support the endocrine system or our hormones. It's going to help with respiration. And you know that your lungs are also a detox organ. So lung function is very, very important to detox, the same way skin is very important to detox. So when we think about detox, we talk about the liver, the kidney, the gallbladder, the colon, the gut, the whole intestinal tract. But you also have to include your blood, your skin, and your lungs. Okay, all of that comes together and is how your body detoxes itself on a daily basis. And we want to support that being the norm, you know, and the things we do in our life that make it hard for our body to do its job, that's our fault. That's how we cause disease. That's how we cause obesity. That's how we get sick. So everything that you do, every decision you make, every food you eat, every supplement you take, you are either hurting or helping yourself, and you need to understand why and how, and that's what this is all about. It is also high in potassium. Potassium happens to be one of those electrolytes that you need to have so that you can absorb water into the cells and so that your heart is strong. What I didn't know, I did know that fennel helped with inflammation and improved mood, memory, and hormones. What I did not know is that fennel, as well as one other ingredient, which I'll get to, that's also in here, are high in quercetin and vitamin C. That's really important to the immune system. Quercetin we talked a lot about. If you haven't watched the 30 videos we have in the 30 days to a stronger immune system, I suggest you go back and you watch all 30 videos, because we talk about how the immune system actually functions from the inside out, and quercetin is a very important player in that immune function and in recovery, whether it's recovery from exercise, recovery from just having a tough day, recovery from overexertion, recovery from being unwell, or recovery from surgery. So quercetin happens to have a high content in both the fennel and in the rose hips that we're going to talk about later. So the next thing is papaya leaf. Now we know that papaya contains an enzyme that helps with digestion. Peppermint has been known forever and ever to aid with digestion, but also to aid with digestive distress, specifically sores, upset stomachs, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. It's also anti-inflammatory. It helps people who have IBS issues. It helps people who have immune issues. Buckthorn bark powder. This was something I didn't have a lot of experience with, but it has been used culturally for a very long time to help with intestinal problems. And it does also improve circulation, improve the immune, and supports the liver and weight management. It helps with flush fat out of the body. There's celery seed, which in addition to all of its digestive benefits, helps with bone health, because one of our problems is not getting enough calcium. There's nobody in the planet who's not getting enough calcium. Taking a calcium supplement, I talk about this all the time, is one of the worst things you can do. And if your doctor tells you to take calcium, fire them, because they're stupid. You know instantaneously that doctor doesn't know what they're talking about, because you get calcium in your diet. The reason we have bone loss is because that calcium sits in your bloodstream and has nowhere to go. It has nothing to attach itself to, and it can't go to the places it's needed. What does that is vitamin D3, magnesium, boron, zinc, etc. And so when we have bone loss, or we're getting older and we want to preserve bones and prevent like osteoporosis and osteopenia and those types of things, it is not about taking calcium. It's about utilizing the calcium that exists in your body the way it was intended to. And so celery seed helps with the utilization of calcium. So that's a cool thing. It also is high in magnesium, cofactor to calcium, and one of the necessary electrolytes that you have to have for cardiac health, for hydration. I'll say this one more time. Hydration has nothing to do with the amount of water you consume. It only has to do with how many electrolytes you have and whether or not they are in balance. magnesium, potassium, sodium, and calcium. Calcium we all get. Most of us are deficient in magnesium and potassium, and you have to add sodium. Don't be afraid of sodium. And please watch the hydration series that we're doing in March. Celery seed also helps with blood sugar support and digestive health, obviously. And then we have, barberry root powder, which has been known to help the gut, the liver, and the gallbladder, all of our internal detox organs. And we add the kidneys to that. It helps with bile secretion, which specifically has to do with the function of the gallbladder and the liver. And it has been shown to treat diarrhea and relieve upset stomach. And then the last ingredient is rosehip. And rosehip I've used for lots of other things. I've used it to help with magnesium absorption. I've used it for skin issues. In this case, we even used it for like arthritis pain. In this case, what it's doing is helping reduce inflammation, but it has also been linked to helping with fat loss, or at least eliminating fat from the system and overall maintaining healthy weight. So those are all of the very cool ingredients that are in this tiny little stick that you're only going to take for 5 days. And then you're going to take it with, or however you decide to use it, like I talked about earlier in the video. And it can, like I said, it can be ordered on its own, but it always comes with a detox box. And this is part of that detox process. So you're seeing now through all of these different things how this comes together full circle, and all of these things work synergistically together for your best interest. So as we enter into this detox challenge for this month, and if you're ever using the detox box in the future, or you're talking to somebody about the detox box, you can always come back and reference these videos. I look forward to working with you more, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments.